Hey boys and girls, today we're going to review what Miss Healy taught you on Monday, which is being able to determine whether a number is odd or even. And then we're going to apply that to word problems. We're going to solve a couple word problems using our cube strategies, which we've all done in our classrooms. And then we're going to determine whether the answer is odd or even. So let's do a little review. So our I can statement is I can determine whether a number is odd or even. And I have all my even numbers written here. I've got 2, 4, 0, 6, and 8. So my tip for my even numbers is everyone has a partner. There are none left over. So if you look at my green dots, my 2, they have a partner. My 4, they have a partner. 6, they have a partner. And 8, they have a partner. So now moving on to my odd numbers. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So my tip for my odd numbers is that not everyone has a partner. There's always one left over. So 1, there's not a partner. 3, 5, 7, and 9. So that's how we tell if a number is even or odd. So now what we're going to do is we're going to review our cube strategy, and then we are going to solve two word problems together. So remember, our cube strategy, the C stands for circle the key information. U, underline the question. B, box math clue words. E, evaluate and eliminate. S, solve and show your work. So we're going to go ahead and apply our cube strategy to our word problems. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read it. Let me grab my whiteboard here so I can help you guys solve the problem. And then we are going to use the cube strategy while we're reading it. And we're going to do all the things up to E, and then we're going to solve and show our work together. So let me grab a marker, pink marker. I'm going to read the word problem to you. So I want you listening for the keywords, where the question is, and then the key numbers as well. All right, here we go. Jack put 605 plates through the cafeteria's dishwasher. I see a key number here, 605. He put 238 of them through a second time because they were so dirty. How many plates only needed to be washed once? So here's my question. Remember, I underlined my question. How many plates only needed to be washed once? So I've circled the key numbers in units. I've underlined my question, and I need to box the math clue words. So let's look back. Jack put 605 plates through the cafeteria's dishwasher. He put 238 of them through a second time because they were so dirty. How many plates only needed to be washed once? So I would say they're asking us how many, so we need to solve that. How many plates only needed to be washed once? I think once is a key word there. So this question is going to tell us that we need to subtract to figure out how many plates he only needed to wash once. So I'm going to get my whiteboard to set up the problem. All right. So I am going to put my 605 on top, my 238 on bottom. I put my 605 on top and the 238 on bottom. 605 is bigger, so it always goes on top. Now I am going to subtract, and I'm always going to start in the ones place. So I've got 5 minus 8. Can I do that? I can't. So I got to go to Mr. Tens. Uh-oh. And Mr. Tens, there's nothing to borrow. You've got a 0 or nothing to regroup. So I've got to go all the way to my hundreds place. So I'm going to cross out my 6. Let's see if there's this might be better. Cross out my 6. My 6 turns into a 5. And then I can take my 10, and put it in my tens place. Now, I still need to regroup in my ones place because I cannot subtract 5 minus 8. 8 is too big to take 5, or 8 is too many to take 5 away. So I am going to take 1 from my tens place and turn that into a 9, and then my 5, I'm going to add that 10 to my ones place, turns into a 15. So now let's check all columns to make sure I'm ready to subtract. My ones, 15 minus 8, I can do that. My tens, 9 minus 3, I can do that. And my hundreds, 5 minus 2, I can do that. So let's go ahead and do that. 15 minus 8 is 7. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So your answer is 367. All right, good job, guys. Now, the question is the number 367 odd or even? Well, let's look back to my anchor chart here. So I've got all my even numbers here and all my odd numbers here. When I look at my number that I've solved my word problem with, all I need to do is look at the ones place. Okay? So now I'm looking at the ones place, and in the ones place is a 7. Is the number 7 even or odd? Well, let's check. Let's look at the anchor chart. Do I see 7 under even or 7 under odd? Found it. It is under odd. So because there is a 7 in the ones place, this whole number is odd. So when you are using big numbers, numbers with more than one digit, all you do is look in the ones place to figure out if it's even or odd. All right, so now I'm going to have you do one with me. So this time, I am going to read the problem to you, and I want you to try to solve it on a sheet of paper. So if you do not have a sheet of paper, go ahead and grab one, and you're going to set up your problem as I'm reading it to you or after I read it to you, and then you're going to try to solve it on your own and write whether the answer is even or odd. And you do that again by looking at the digit in the ones place once you've solved your equation. All right, so go grab your sheet of paper, pause the video if you need to do that, and pencil. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and read you the problem. Once I read the problem, I'm going to pause a moment for you guys, or you guys are going to pause the video for a moment to solve the problem. Here we go. There are 274 people riding the first train. Another 179 people are on the second train. How many people are on both trains? Now I want you to think about whether this is an addition or subtraction problem. So you got to use those key words in the question to help you solve whether it's an addition or subtraction problem. I'm going to read it one more time, and then I want you guys to pause the video. Here we go. There are 274 people riding the first train. Another 179 people are on the second train. How many people are on both trains? Really think about that question. How many people are on both trains? Now, once you solve the problem, make sure you write if the answer to the equation is odd or even. Go ahead and pause your video to solve the problem. All right, let's check. There are 274 people, gotta circle my numbers, riding the first train. Another 179 people are on the second train. Now I gotta underline my question. How many people are on both trains? We've got to box our keywords, and I think how many, because it's asking us how many people are on both. I think both is a very important word. We want to know how many are on both trains. So if you said you were supposed to add, you are correct. So I'm going to get my whiteboard ready, and I'm going to add 200 174 plus 179. Go ahead and stand up so you can see. So again, with addition, it doesn't matter which number is on the top. You can do it either way. With subtraction, you always have to put the bigger number on the top, but since we're adding, it doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to start in our ones place. 4 plus 9 is 13. So then I have to regroup my 1 to my tens column. 1 plus 7 is 15. So I put my 5 in the tens column below and regroup my 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So my answer is 253. Or excuse me, 200. Sorry guys, 453. So now my second part to the answer was solving whether or not the number 453 was odd or even. We need to look at the ones place. So I'm going to go ahead and underline the ones place. That is the 3. Now, going back to my anchor chart, is 3 odd or even? So if I look over here, I find my number 3. It has a missing partner there. So it is going to be odd. So I'm going to write odd down below. The answer is odd. Good job, guys. Great work. So on your lesson plan document, you'll have a couple of word problems to do on your own. I want you to solve those word problems, show your work, guys, and then tell whether the answer is odd or even by looking at the digit in the ones place. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your teacher. Good job, guys. Great work today.